Speaker number 2, Toastmaster John McCall, ATM Bronze, will discuss lessons learned from Mudville and the unique sound of horse hide hitting hickory. Please welcome John McCall.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Guests. There was ease with Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile on Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. Fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries, I remember that song, that poem, 1888 it was written. But let me ask you a question, just randomly. Last Friday afternoon, did anybody notice anything different? Oh, you did? Oh, you did, Janet, okay. Well, I was kind of interested to find if anybody else had, because there was something in the air last Friday afternoon specifically.
It's you.
And it could just kind of smell it in the air too. You smell saddle soap. You could smell the pine tar. You could hear, faintly, the sound of horsehide hitting hickory. The beginning of the baseball season, my dear friends. Back in the swing of things. You can feel the excitement. You can hear the sound of the cleats on concrete. You can smell the dew on the grass. And that really evokes some memories for me. Baseball season is finally here. We can now turn the page of last year from the miserable year we had with COVID-19. Now we can enjoy club picnics. How about that? Been a while too. Baseball really has helped us as Americans. It's sort of been the backdrop for a lot of stuff that's been happening. And you know, I used to go to baseball games with my dad, and sometimes, you know, you're a little bit uncomfortable talking with your father at that age, 13. But it was good because you could kind of relax in the baseball field. And relationships were built, particularly on Saturday afternoons. And you know what? Unlike Toastmasters, they don't time baseball games. As you may remember, last year, against the Oakland A's and Los Angeles Angels, there was a game that went 19 innings. 6 hours of baseball. Well, regardless of whether you like that idea or not, it reminds me, baseball season, that is, the end of school. It's finally coming around. Baseball season is starting. No more school. So my parents signed my brother and I up for the usual Pony League for teenagers baseball league. And, you know, we had the usual guys, usually motley crew of my friends back in grade school. And they would occasionally have flashes of brilliance, but usually they disappear and not show up for the game at all. So it was sort of a roller coaster of emotions with brilliance and episodes of bumbling disasters. Well, the season progressed in its usual lackluster manner. Few wins, few losses, nothing really to write home about. But there was an unlikely series of events that happened that particular baseball season. Players quit. Actually, they went out and quit. Parents didn't want them to play anymore. We had chicken pox plague back then. And despite of all these awful things happening, we actually ended up, by pure chance, in contention for a playoff berth. But another small problem emerged. We lost our pitcher. Unfortunately, Eddie Harrington had to pass 7th grade. So he was going to summer school this time. That only left Glenn Townsend. He was a local kind of farm guy with ADD, but he really had a strong arm when it was accurate. So the game started with Glenn being up there, and he was pitching the ball in the vicinity of home plate. It was maybe 20 yards off. No one's perfect. But then he threw one ball. Ball 1. Threw another one, a little closer. Ball 2. And another one, 3. And then finally, magically, his ADD disappeared temporarily, and he started throwing strikes. Strikes 1, 2, and 3. And so it went, that fateful game, that nail-biting 9 innings, with Glenn throwing intermittently, brilliantly, and then throwing with the carelessness of a drunk sailor on a binge in Fort Lauderdale. You know the movie Moneyball?
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Is it happening here?
It's my prop. There's my prop.
Okay.
The guy tries to put together a team of these guys that are basically flawed, kind of flawed. But he puts them together and they win just by putting up their best effort. We're seeing our own version of Moneyball that particular night. And we did win the game. But I can remember these words. Oh, somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. Somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But nowhere, there's no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.